So, what happens when a joke, a literal meme, decides it wants to pick a fight with the biggest symbol of Wall Street? Well, you get SPX 9900. This is a meme coin with a goal that is so simple and so completely out there, it's kind of brilliant. To take on the S&P 500. Not with some revolutionary tech, but with pure, unapologetic culture. All right, so how in the world does a digital token with basically zero utility declare war on the entire financial establishment? Well, it all starts with an idea that's so bold, it's almost ridiculous. And this is its battle cry. 6,900 es más que 500. Or, for those of us who don't speak Spanish, 6,900 is more than 500. I mean, you can't get much more direct than that, right? It's a straight-up satirical jab at the S&P 500. And this isn't just some clever slogan. It's the entire bedrock of a movement that mixes humor with a pretty sharp critique of traditional finance. So to put a label on it, what is SPX 6900? At its core, it's a multi-chain meme coin. But you gotta understand, unlike pretty much every other crypto project out there that's trying to build groundbreaking tech, its main job is to be a parody. It's really more of a cultural statement, almost like a piece of performance art that questions the very idea of what gives anything value in the first place. Okay, now real quick, I have to say this, and it's super important. This is all just for educational purposes. It is absolutely not financial advice. Meme coins are, incredibly high risk, so please always do your own research. So let's pop the hood and see what's going on technically. And honestly, it's surprisingly simple. It's multi-chain, running on Ethereum, Solana, and Base, which makes it super easy for anyone to get on decentralized exchanges. But here's the key. That simplicity is the whole point. There's no complicated stuff like staking or governance. The value is 100% designed to come from its community and the power of its story. That's it. And that right there brings us to the real engine behind this whole thing. Because while the technology might be simple, the community, they are anything but. They're the heart, the soul, and the absolute driving force of SPX 6900. This right here is their core belief. For the people holding this coin, it's not an investment in some new finance protocol. It's an investment in a cultural movement. The value isn't in the lines of code. It's in their shared belief and the story that they're all building together. And the community, who actually call themselves the Aeons, are crystal clear about their mission. They don't just see this as a token. Listen to this. They call it a rebellion against traditional finance and even a cultural economic reset. I mean, that's not just investor talk, that's a deeply ideological belief. This really shows you just how powerful that Aeon community is. It's almost tribal. They have this incredibly strong, unified identity, and they use social media not just to post memes, but to actually build out this shared philosophy. For a lot of them, holding SPX is a statement. It's a core part of their identity. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the culture, the philosophy, the whole vibe. But has any of this rebellious energy actually turned into real market value? Let's switch gears and look at the numbers. First up, the tokenomics. You've got a fixed maximum supply of about 1 billion SPX tokens. Now, in the crypto world, that's a huge deal. Unlike government money where they can just print more, here there's a hard cap. That creates a baseline of scarcity from day one. And to make these even more scarce, a chunk of that supply has been burned, basically destroyed forever. And how much? Around 6.9%. That's not just a random number, It's a move that makes the coin more deflationary, while perfectly playing into the whole 69 meme and narrative. It's pretty clever. And this slide shows you just how far a good story can take you. At its all-time high, SPX 6900 hit a market cap of almost $1.5 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. That is absolutely staggering for a project that openly admits it has zero technical utility. That put it in the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the entire world. And its history? It's been a classic crypto roller coaster. During its peak in 2024 and 2025, it was posting these insane weekly gains of over 66%. More recently, it's settled into these phases of consolidation, which is that typical cycle you see with meme coins. Massive hype, a cool down, and then the community regroups. Now, of course, SPX 6900 isn't playing in an empty field here. The meme coin space is, it's a jungle. It is fiercely competitive, so how does it really stack up against the other big dogs?
When you put it side by side with the major players, you see a really clear pattern. You've got Dogecoin, the OG, the original. You have Shiba Inu, which went out and built a whole DeFi ecosystem. Then there's Bonk, with its super strong community on Solana. SPX6900's edge isn't its tech. It's that razor-sharp satirical story and a deeply committed cultural identity that really makes it stand out from the crowd.
So where does all this leave us? Is this just a flash in the pan, totally fueled by hype? Or are we watching the beginning of a completely new type of cultural asset? Let's try to break down the risks and what the future might look like.
Okay, time to get real about the risks. And there are big ones. First, it is wildly volatile. The price swings can be massive. Second, its value is almost entirely tied to sentiment and hype. If the vibe dies, the price dies. Third, that line between a genuine cultural movement and just a speculative bubble is razor thin. And finally, when the market gets hot, money can easily flow out of a culture coin and into projects with actual tangible utility.
Looking down the road, you can kind of see three main paths. The optimistic, green path, viral hype and big exchange listings keep fueling the fire. The neutral, yellow path, it just settles in as a classic meme coin. Quiet for a while and then exploding with random rallies driven by social media. And then there's the negative, red path. Its lack of utility means people lose interest and the value just fades away, especially when the broader market is down.
Which, of course, leaves us with the billion-dollar question. Is SPX 6900 a new kind of asset where the culture is the utility? Or is it simply one of the wildest, most entertaining speculative bubbles we've ever seen? The answer, whatever it is, won't just tell us about the future of this one token, it might tell us a whole lot about what our society is deciding to value next.